Wow, that's a shit lighting. Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's video weblog. We are okay. I'm gonna fix my hair. What the fuck was I thinking when I was looking like, hey, maybe people should look at my huge forehead, am I right? God damn it, I can fit the palm of my hand. So yeah, it's not bad. Anyway, we are Saturday, April the 9th, 2016. Are we Saturday? Yeah, and we are Saturday, obviously. Jesus. Well, actually, we are Sunday morning. It's about 6:30. So, but who cares? So, before going into what I wanted to talk yesterday, I totally forgot, and then I remembered, and I made a huge effort to not forget about it. Don't you forget about it. Don't. God damn it. It's like lasagna is one of the most consistent items of food I've had in recent weeks, and yet, I mean, it's hella heavy when you're eating it. But right now, I've probably eaten a piece of lasagna like 6 hours ago, or even more, even later than that, and I'm hungry. Also, I'm cold, so this is maybe a sign that I might be sick. Um, which at this point I don't even give a fuck. So yeah, what I wanted to talk about yesterday. I'm gonna do my internship in a town that's close to here, um, to my parents' house, which means that for the next 5 months and a half, I mean, at this point, it's not even 6 months anymore. So yeah, the next 5 months and a half, I will remain at this place, and I will probably only be moving to Montpellier for the presentation, you know. Um, and I mean, the fact that when I was in Montpellier, I could go and make some grocery shopping 10 kilometers away from my apartment, and not need a car. Majorly thanks to urban sprawl, might be the only thing I will miss from living in that town, from living in any town really, you know. Transportation, public transportation. It's not always on time, it's not always easy to take, it's not really cheap, but god damn it, I hate driving with a passion, you know, like when I see all those people at 7:30 a.m. going to a mall, I'm like, I would hate to be them, despite the fact that we're essentially doing the same thing. The thing is, I will go back in a tramway, sitting for half an hour and not think about, anything. The only thing I will be thinking about is, oh boy, I need to light here. Oh, hello. Yes, this is my ticket. Pretty much all I had to think about. If I had to think about, there's a red light. Oh boy, there's a crossing. I would probably, only go to the convenience store that's just like 10 meters away from my apartment, and open until 1 in the morning, even though it doesn't have everything, so I would probably need to go to, some bakery or whatever. But all in all, still better than I need to do some extensive, not expensive, extensive grocery shopping. Well, I have to take the car because there's literally nothing between me and the closest mall, which is 2 towns away. or even more, even more, because I mean we don't really cross villages because most of those the road has been built to avoid them. But you get my the thing I want to talk about. Um, anyway, yeah. Another thing, because I obviously need to take up some time. Do I really, though? So every month or every beginning of season. Oh boy, I don't even remember. But we receive a little magazine which is like an A3 page from the town hall, describing, pretty much what they do in the village. Because most times you don't actually see what they're doing. So there are big projects when it comes to infrastructure. We have next to the stadium, because we have a stadium in my village. That's probably, at one point it was the end of the village, because, well, the school wasn't there, but it was 60 years ago, so who cares? I wasn't there, my family wasn't even there, some people in my family weren't even in France at this time. I mean, metropolitan France. They were in overseas France, or in the colonies, as we called them then. That's a weird thing to say, because obviously I'm a product of the colonization, so yeah. But unlike other people who are products of the colonization, I managed to go far in my studies. That's a little jab at other people from the same ethnicity as me, who can do shit with their lives. Woohoo! I am so narcissistic. Anyway, yeah. what the fuck is going on? Am I tired? So they were talking about architecture, infrastructure, and that the funds by the state funding for all that was limited to a certain amount for a couple of years. And that's the first time I've heard about it. But apparently, the stadium there's this project of covering our stadium. Like, our stadium doesn't even have stands. It's like just some kind of fence going all over the stadium, except behind the goals on one side, because there's kind of a little hill, yeah. And he wants to cover that. I don't think that it's that, but it might be, because it's one thing that's asked by the Federation of Football, the National Federation of Football. So then, like, what the fuck? It's really weird. Yeah, and next to the stadium, there's the House of the Youth, as we call it, which is pretty much, and I discovered that when they showed photos of it being demolished. It's actually, planks pasted onto a steel structure, and it feels really weird, because when you're inside you don't really see it, when you're outside you don't really see it either, and you only realize it once they're beginning to tear it apart. It feels really weird. There is also something in the church, I think it's paintings, I'm not really sure, and they want to redo a street, which I would understand, because there's the main, there's like a cottage, inside the village. There's a cottage that's pretty high end, so obviously if you look at the way the road is right now, that's pretty, off-putting. Yeah. So, closing thought, I started more of the spring anime, and goddamn, Bones really like their they really like their supernatural detective stories. We had Kekai Sensen last spring. There's Concrete Revolution from last autumn and this spring, and now there's Bungo Stray Dogs. And I mean, the stories are different, but it all has the same elements. A large cast, voiced by not sometimes, voiced by pretty, the voice actors with a pretty high pedigree. There's supernatural elements, and they're doing investigations. And hell, what do I know? That might even be a plot about probably ending the world as we know it. Who knows? Yeah. Besides that, Sosei no Onmyoji, don't really understand why they subtitle Onmyoji with the word Onmyoji instead of exorcist. Maybe it's keeping it Japanese. But I mean, at the same time, if you want to keep Onmyoji, why don't you keep the word Kegare instead of saying impure? I don't really know. But hey, I'm not the one in charge of subbing anime. If I were, boy howdy, you wouldn't see one episode the whole season. I wasn't expecting a lot because Studio Pierrot and the very much the rehash of that kind of trope of he is the best, but he won't use his power because insert dark backstory here. So that's probably why I found it pretty enjoyable. Still didn't get my whole interest, gotta be honest. ReZero starts with a pretty strange prelude, 49-minute episode. They really believe in it because besides that they're doing 25 episodes, so am I right? But people seem to like it, I don't know. I will need more episodes than this first episode to, have an idea of what it is. I'm still kind of bitter over the fact that Anti-Magic, which was the best magic battle high school anime of the autumn, was limited to 12 episodes, where it had the potential to do 25 episodes with all the material they left out. Thanks, Eurolink. But yeah, what else did I watch? I started watching, I don't want to say anything dumb, Boku no Hero Academia. Pretty okay. Once again, bones, supernatural. I mean superheroes, but that's kind of the same thing. This time, probably not a lot of investigation and a pretty restricted cast, because there's one hero who apparently isn't a superhero. So yeah. And fuck, I know that's not it, but it might as well be. I don't know. I finished Ajin, which it ends on a kind of a hey, by the book ending, which I would understand because there's this saying that most of the anime right now are just advertisement for light novel, manga, visual novel, card game, mobile game, apps, info apps. What do I know? Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, we're 4 days away from the last ever Homestuck update, which might not be the last ever Homestuck update because we all know Hussy. He likes his good epilogue. So, what do I know? I mean, there's maybe Hive Swap that will kind of expand on that, but I don't want to get too advanced on that since I was a backer until I remembered that my credit card was expiring at the end of the month before it was supposed to be taken. Money was taken out my account, so I didn't get to be a backer. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I guess. Why do I say I guess so many times? Remember, I mean, I noticed that there's a lot of things that phrases that I say a lot of times, and that could be tiring. So yeah. Well, I mean, the coding thought took way more time than I expected. So the light switch in the bathroom is still busted. I hope that they fix it sooner rather than later. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, erased. Definitely not NTR. Fuck the people who say that's NTR. Dude was in a coma for 15 years. He would be NTR if he had any kind of agency, any kind of possibility to avoid the thing with Kaio and Hidori. But no, he couldn't because he was in a coma. Fuck you. Yeah. So that was a pretty violent way to end this. But hey, I don't control things. Actually, I do. That's my call. This is going on for too long. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Oh, there's football. I will be talking about this. That's gonna be fun.